Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Krishna Krishna Jaya, Krishna Krishna Jaya, Krishna Krishna Jaya, Krishna Krishna. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha. Subhadra Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Gauranita, Jaya Gauranita, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo, Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo. Srimad, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajagacharya Astottara Sutta Sri Srimad, His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki Anantakoti Vaishnavrinda ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda ki Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki Sri Vrindavan Dham ki Mayapur Navadvip Dham ki Purushottam Kshetra Jagannath Puri Dham ki Yamuna Mayi ki Ganga Mayi ki Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi ki Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki Gaura Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gaura.
Ishwaram Satchidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Anandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashodabhiyolukhaladhavamanam Paramishtam Matyam Tato Jritya Gopya Rudantamuhurnetra Yugmam Rijantam Karamboja Yugmena Satankanetram Muhu swasakam patri rekam kakanta Stita greva damodaram bhakti bhattam Patri rekam kakanta Stita greva damodaram bhakti bhattam Iti driksva leeladhirananda kunde Swaghoshamni majantam akyapayantam Iti driksva leeladhirananda kunde Swaghoshamni majantam akyapayantam Tadiyeshitagneshu bhakterjitatvam Puna prematastam sata vritti vande Tadiyeshitagneshu bhakterjitatvam Puna prematastam sata vritti vande Varam deva moksham na moksha vadim va Nachanyam vraneham vareshadapiha Varam deva moksham na moksha vadim va Nachanyam vraneham vareshadapiha Idam te vapurnatha gopala balam Sada me manasi avirashtam kimanyay Idam te vapurnatha gopala balam Sada me manasi avirashtam kimanyay Idam te mukham bhujam atyantanilay Vritam kuntalai snekta raktaischa gopya Idam te mukham bhujam atyantanilay Vritam kuntalai snekta raktaischa gopya Muhuschumbitam bimba rakta dharame Manasi avirashtam malam lakshalabhai Muhuschumbitam bimba rakta dharame Manasi avirashtam malam lakshalabhai Namo Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Prasida Prabhu Dukha Jalabdi Magnam Namo Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Prasida Prabhu Dukha Jalabdi Magnam Kripa drishti vrishyati dinam batanu Grihanesha mamakyam Edakshidrishya Drishtati dinam batanu Nihane shamama kyame dakshidrishya Kuveratma jobadha mujeva yadvat Tvaya mochito bhakti bhajo krito cha Tata prema bhaktim swakam me prayacha Namokshe graho me sthidamodareha Tata prema bhaktim swakam me prayacha Namokshe graho me sthidamodareha Namaste Sudamne Spuradiptidamne Tvadiyodaraya tha Vishwasya dhamne Namaste Sudamne Spuradiptidamne Tvadiyodaraya tha Vishwasya dhamne Namo Radhikaya Tvadiyai Priyayai Namo Nantalilaya Devayatubhyam.
You're trying to sing behind the Prabhu thing?
I don't know what I'm trying to do.
Because it sounds like you're trying to do it on the high one, you know? Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya
Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya Namo Nantalilaya Devayatubhyam. Priyaya Namo Nantalilaya Devayatubhyam. Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe To the Supreme Controller, who possesses an eternal form of blissful knowledge, whose glistening earrings swing to and fro, who manifested himself in Gokula, who stole the butter that the gopis kept hanging from the rafters of their storerooms, and who then quickly jumped up and ran in retreat in fear of Mother Yashoda, but was ultimately caught. To that Supreme Lord Sri Damodar I offer my humble obeisances.
Those super excellent pastimes of Lord Krishna's babyhood drown the inhabitants of Gokula in pools of ecstasy. The devotees who are attracted only to his majestic aspects of Narayana and Vaikuntha, the Lord herein reveals, I am conquered and overwhelmed by pure loving devotion to the Supreme Lord Damodar, my obeisances, hundreds and hundreds of times.
O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not pray to you for liberation, nor eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor any other boon. My only prayer is that your childhood pastimes may constantly appear in my mind. O Lord, I do not even want to know your feature as Paramatma. I simply wish that your childhood pastimes may ever be enacted in my heart.
O unlimited Vishnu, O Master, O Lord, be pleased upon me. I am drowning in an ocean of sorrow and am almost like a dead man. Please shower the rain of mercy on me. Uplift me and protect me with your nectarian vision.
O Lord Damodar, in your form as a baby, Mother Yashoda bound you to a grinding stone with rope for tying cows. You then freed the sons of Kuvera, Manigriva and Nalakuvara, who were cursed to stand as trees, and you gave them the chance to become your devotees. Please bless me in the same way. I have no desire for liberation into your effulgence.
O Lord, the entire universe was created by Lord Brahma, who was born from your abdomen, which was bound with rope by Mother Yashoda. To this rope I offer my humble obeisances. I offer my obeisances to your most beloved Radharani and to your unlimited pastimes.
Are we separating the ones without the translations?
I don't know.
Krishna? So any other day?
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrind ki jai, Granthra Srimad Bhagvatam ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. There's no broadcast. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 12, Text 18. Shri Shuka Uvacha Indro Vrtavacha Shrutva Gatalikam Apujayat Grihita Vajra Prahasams Tamaha Gata Vismayaha Shri Shuka Uvacha Indro Vrtravacha Shrutva Gatalikam Apujayat Grihita Vajra Prahasams Tamaha Gata Vismayaha Shri Shuka Uvacha Indro Vritrashrutvacha Shrutva Gatalikam Apujayat Gruhita Vajraha Prahasam Tamaha Gata Vismayaha Shri Shuka Uvacha Indro Vritravacha Shrutva Gatalikam Apujayat Grihita Vajra Prahasam Tamaha Gata Vismayaha Shri Shuka Uvacha Ladies, please. Shri Shuka Uvacha Indro Vritravacha Shrutva Gatalikam Apujayat Grihita Vajra Prahasam Kamagata Vismayaha Shri Shuka Uvacha Indro Vritravacha Shrutva Gatalikam Apujayat Grihita Vajraha Prahasam Tamagata Vismayaha Shri Shuka Uvacha Indro Vritravacha Shrutva Gatalikam Apujayat Grihita Vajra Prahasam Tamagata Vismayaha Shri Shuka Uvacha Shri Shukadeva Goswami said, Indraha, King Indra, Vritravachaha, the words of Vritrasura, Shrutva, hearing, Gata Alikam, without duplicity, Apujayat, worshipped, Gruhita Vajraha, taking up the thunderbolts, Prahasan, smiling, Tam, unto Vritrasura, Aha, said, Gata Vismayaha, giving up his wonder. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Shukadev Goswami said, hearing the straightforward, instructive words of Vritrasura, King Indra praised him and again took the thunderbolt in his hand. Without bewilderment or duplicity, he then smiled and spoke to Vritrasura as follows. Purport. King Indra, the greatest of the demigods, was astonished to hear the instructions of Vritrasura, who was supposed to be a demon. He was struck with wonder that a demon could speak so intelligently. Then he remembered great devotees like Prahlad Maharaj and Bali Maharaj, who had been born in the families of demons, and thus he came to his senses. Even so-called demons sometimes have exalted devotion for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore Indra smiled reassuringly at Vritrasura. I'm going to do the next verse as well. Text 19. Indra uvacha aho danava siddhosi yasya te matiridrishi bhakta sarvatmanatmanam suhridam jagadishwaram. Indra said, O great demon, I see by your discrimination and endurance in devotional service, despite your dangerous position, that you are a perfect devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Super Soul and friend of everyone. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, text 22, Yam labdhva chaparam labham manyate nadhikam tataha yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. Established in Krishna consciousness, one never departs from the truth, and upon gaining this, he thinks that there is no greater gain. Being situated in such a position, one is never shaken, even in the midst of the greatest difficulty. An unalloyed devotee is never disturbed by any kind of trying circumstance. Indra was surprised to see that Vritrasura, undisturbed, was fixed in devotional service to the Lord. For such a mentality is impossible for a demon. However, by the grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, anyone can become an exalted devotee. Striyo Vaishyas Tatha Shudras Te Piyanti Param Gatim. An unalloyed devotee is sure to return home back to Godhead. Om Agyana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chaksur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Charine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So a short time. I may come back to text 17, text 19, maybe Monday. Let's see. Here's a very interesting twist in the, or development in the pastime. Vritrasura has spoken in such a fantastic way that his arm is cut off. His meditation is on praying to Lord Krishna that all I am looking for is to become the servant of your devotees. I am not looking for becoming the king of the heavenly planets. I'm not looking for becoming the king of the lower planets, nor the king on the earthly realm. In fact, I do not even want liberation. All I anticipate is your mercy whenever it comes, just as the tiny birds who are so dependent on their mother, just as the calf who's dependent on the mother for milk. I'm waiting. Whenever you give me your mercy, I will take. I'm anticipating. I have hope. And he turns to Indra and says, Okay, don't waste time. Get on with what you're supposed to do. And don't think that you're killing me. And I don't think that you're the person who's attacking me. Both of us are controlled by Krishna. And this is Krishna's arrangement. And so let's just let it happen. Why are you being so morose? When I'm not morose, why are you like this? Just get on with it. You're supposed to finish this body of mine. You get on with life, you become the king again, and I go back to Godhead. And he's so detached from the whole situation and so fixed in understanding what is Krishna's will. Now, this is very difficult, very, very difficult. But he has understood it. So, Indra, who's not ordinary himself, he says, what a wonderful personality Vritrasura is. My gosh, how can he understand what is Krishna's will? He must be so connected to Krishna that he's able to exactly get the sense of this is Krishna's will. And here I am, the demigod, the king of the demigods, and I don't understand it. And then he wonders, wow, he's in a demon body, but from his mouth, nectar is flowing. And Prabhupada says, he then remembers that in the family of Daityas, there's the great personalities like Prahlad Maharaj, Bali Maharaj. I said, oh, no wonder. It is possible. It is possible that although one may have a body of that type, from the heart, great words are flowing. So it's described that Indra praised Vritrasura. So now here's the scenario. Vritrasura has spoken. Indra is praising him. Oh, such fantastic words of realizations. Oh, Vritrasura, you are amazing. He smiles, picks up his thunderbolt, and ready to kill him. That's the next act of the appreciation. Okay, fantastic. Now let me kill you. So Indra, who earlier was feeling awkward about it, and now he doesn't feel it so. He gives up his wonderment. Gata Vismaya. Vismaya means to be wondering, and Gata means to give up. So he gave up his wonderment. He gave up his wonder and said, oh, I am but an instrument in Krishna's plan. And the instrument that I have to be is I have to take this thunderbolt and kill Vritrasura. So now both are on a platform of realization. Neither Indra is feeling, oh, I am the doer. What kind of reaction will I get? Or he's not approaching it with a fruitive mentality. And Vritrasura is not holding Indra in the blaming position either. Both see that there is Krishna's hand acting in all of this. One difference is that Vritrasura's words have changed Indra. Because previously, in the previous purport, Prabhupada writes that Vritrasura is like the spiritual master for Indra. Why? Because Vritrasura is instructing him. He's bringing Indra out of this very low condition of consciousness and instructing him that both of us are nothing but puppets in the hands of Krishna's will. So, as devotees, we have a very big task on hand. The task is, what is Krishna's will? How to know? We use the phrases as Krishna wills, which is nice. So that brings out our orientation towards Krishna. But what is exactly Krishna's will? How is Krishna orchestrating some things around us or within us is not easy to know. In fact, it is very difficult to know. I would even go to saying it is almost impossible to know. unless Krishna reveals it. And Krishna reveals it directly in the heart. He reveals it through the spiritual master and scripture, the devotee. So there are many channels for understanding Krishna's will. But there is nobody who can understand Krishna's will perfectly. There are a few personalities like that who can understand perfectly. They have absolutely nothing else going on inside. There are no, what we say, filters that block their access to Krishna's, what Krishna wants them to do. A personality like that is Narada Muni. Narada Muni, he knows, he's so guided by Krishna, he knows where to manifest, when to manifest, what to say, and how to deliver the medicine or whatever that he needs to deliver, the instruction, in the most perfect way according to that person. This is just fantastic. Narada is such a person. And there's a whole range of situations and a whole range of persons that he knows how to connect with or bring them out of that situation. When it is Vyasadeva who's wondering, why is there some distress in my heart? Narada appears out of the blue and says, oh, great sage, seems like there is something bothering you. What's going on? When it is Mrigari the hunter, he gives him an instruction that seems very counter to Vedic principles. Oh, don't torture these animals. You should just kill them. And he slowly moves Mrigari out of that condition. When Kamsa Kamsa was thinking, all right, Devaki's 8th child. It's all right. Let the first 7 be born. We'll see it when the 8th one is born. And Narada goes to Kamsa and says, what are you doing? How do you know it's the 8th one? It can be anyone. And played with Kamsa's mind. Why? Because he wanted to speed up Krishna's advent. When Nalakuvara and Manigriva, which is this month, so somehow it's connected to this pastime. Nalakuvara and Manigriva, they came out of the water, standing naked, completely intoxicated like anything in the celestial waters of Lord Shiva's personal swimming pool, if you will. They were frolicking there. And when Narada came, they stood like that. And Narada, he considered, how do I help these fellows? Because they are stricken with pride to such a degree that they are completely oblivious of the arrogance and pride that they are dealing with, they're owning. Pride is such that except the person holding it, everyone else can see it. So Narada wondered what to do. And Narada himself knows the consequence of becoming proud and acting in a proud manner. Because 2 lifetimes ago, he faced a very challenging situation in his own life. He was a Gandharva, he was called an Upadevata. He was a Gandharva who was very gifted. He could sing like so amazingly. In fact, for all the different programs that were happening in the heavenly realms, he was invited as the special Kirtaniya. His name was Upavarhana. And one day he was invited for Harinam Sankirtan, specifically to chant the names of Lord Vishnu in the assembly of all the demigods. So he came there and he sang. He sang very nicely. From singing Harinam, slowly he's moved into singing songs about the demigods and glorifying the demigods. The demigods were a little disturbed. What is he doing? This is meant for glorification of Vishnu. Why is he doing this? And because he was so gifted at singing, plus he was so good looking, that slowly from Harinam to something else, to he started singing for charming the women that were there. He was making sure that they are noticing how he's singing. He was making sure that they're looking at him. The whole thing, it changed because he was proud. Oh, I'm the center of this. Everyone should look at me. They should praise me. Something he was singing. If you read the purport, and it's in the 7th canto, Prabhupada writes very interesting what kind of songs he was singing. And immediately, all the demigods cursed him. Stop this nonsense. What are you doing? Instead of glorifying Lord Vishnu in the guise of chanting the holy name, under the guise of Harinam Sankirtan, you're glorifying yourself. May you be born as a Shudra on earth. And that's how he becomes the son of a maidservant. So he knows what happens when one becomes, whatever gift that Krishna has given, one becomes proud and thinks, I'm the owner of it. So Narada considered, whoa, for Nalakuvara and Manigriva, this is not going to be good for them. So let me make them stand as trees, Yamala Arjuna trees, such that they will not move around making a mess. They will stay. Until they learn their lesson, they will stay. And the lesson they will learn will be given by Krishna. They will come in contact with Krishna. They will touch Krishna, or Krishna will touch them. And they'll become purified. From Narada's side, there was no anger, there was no feeling of, oh, they're insulting me. From Narada's side was compassion. Because a pure devotee carries that sense of compassion. Even here, Vritrasura, although he's fighting with Indra, he has so much compassion for Indra that he's helping Indra come out of his moroseness. So he will do what is willed or destined by Krishna, just to kill him. This is very interesting. So Narada Muni cursed Nalagurvara and Manigriva. May you stand as trees till Krishna comes. So I'm going to pause because 8:15 I promised Daita. Any questions or comments? Yes. How does one purify oneself from pride? Pride by definition means that certain gifts that we have, we all have some abilities, either by previous karmic activity or by devotional empowerment. However it comes, we have some gift, some ability, something. Everyone has. And when one uses them in Krishna's service, simply for the glorification of Krishna, one becomes free of that pride. If not, one starts thinking that I am the owner of this quality and I am the one who is bringing about this wonderful effect in the world. And that I want the attention should come to me. I become the center of the entire environment of attention. I become that. But the devotee's main consideration is how Krishna is in the center of things, not me. Because whatever quality is there is Krishna's anyway. Because Krishna is the source of all qualities. So pride is this competition that we have with Krishna, where we want to put ourselves in the center of everything. In the center of a conversation, in the center of a circumstance, in the center of the lives of others. It's still there. It's a problem. It's a pervasive problem. I saw I can't say cartoon, but a very nice picture of pride yesterday. There is a cliff, and this man is off the cliff, and there is one little plant or very weak tree that he's holding on to with one hand, and he's hanging from the steep cliff. In the other hand, he's holding a bag that says pride. And there is the helping hand above that says, I need to lift you up. What does the person have to do? Unless he drops this pride, he can't go back up. So life is hanging very delicately with that, carrying on that bag of pride with us. Unless that is dropped. And then one final thing. There is a difference between, of course there is a difference between pride and humility. Humility is the antidote for pride. So pride means I am the owner of this quality or circumstance, or I'm the center of it. And humility means Krishna is in the center of it. With pride comes forgetfulness. With humility comes remembrance. We always can see in our own lives, the moment we take a humble position, we can remember the instructions of Krishna. We can remember certain things that otherwise we might have forgotten in that moment. What to say, how to behave, all of it vanishes the moment we are taking a prideful view of things. So in humility, we remember. For example, Gajendra, he remembered the prayers he had offered in the previous life, although he was in a body of an elephant. So humility brings memory, pride brings forgetfulness. Okay, Dait, are you ready? Where is it? Ready? Okay, any other final thoughts, comments? Okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada. Oh, I already said Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sorry. While he's getting ready.
I was just